Welcome in. Another episode from the Critics Collective, and we'll talk tacos, and we'll talk a movie that had no expectations whatsoever, but got a chance to check this out. We are talking. Hit the subscribe button, like, follow, and comment for more. Here at the Critics Collective, we would love to have you join our collective family. And with that being said, let's get into it. We're talking a movie called Good Fortune. I remember seeing this trailer. I feel like I was in a movie theater seeing this trailer. And if you've ever been in the movie theaters with me, there's a few things I do to try to make it where I don't see trailers. I don't like to see trailers. So I'm either going to show up late on purpose because there's about 20, 35 minutes sometimes on trailers before the movie's there. I don't know. I know there's some states actually that are trying to make a law where that they need to figure that anyways. So that's one. Two, I will leave. I will get the family situated and say, I'm going to go grab some snacks. And then I'll go get some snacks. I'll come in. I'll try to time it or wait in the, and then come back up. And sometimes it's just a packed theater and you're just sitting there and you can't just get up and leave. And nobody wants to see that. So I'll cover my ears and kind of hum myself. And I normally got a hat, and I'm just hat's laying low and I'm humming or something. So I'm sure people are thinking, I don't know what's wrong with that guy, whatever, but that's what it is. I don't like to see trailers, but I saw a glimpse of this and I was like, oh, snap. And I did my little, thing. And fast forward, this movie came out. The budget was 30 million. They made 26 worldwide. So I think that's a success. It wasn't a big budget type of thing. It wasn't supposed to be something big like that. If I'm saying his name right, Aziz Ansari, I'm going to butcher that. Point blank, you've seen this guy in other projects. I think the first time I saw him was Parks and Rec. He played Tom Haverford, and he would say, "Oh, little baby chick and chicken parm," and he just has that presence that you're either gonna love him or dislike him. And my wife does not like him. So there's times where I'll watch a project and that he's in, and then she knows I watched something because I'm like, "Oh, don't do that." And she's like, "You watched some with that guy, and didn't you?" And I'm like, well, "What are you talking about? What is even that?" And so that's just what it is. Now, personally wise, I believe he, got in trouble for some stuff and he had to learn a valuable lesson about life. And so he's been gone for a bit. This is his first feature film. Again, this came out 2025. It's rated R, has a running time of an hour and 37 minutes. And you can catch this on Stars right now. But for this, he directed and wrote this. And we'll talk about the good and bad about that. The storyline for this is a well-meaning but rather interesting angel named Gabriel meddles in the lives of a struggling gig worker and a wealthy venture capitalist. And that's a fair assessment. If you look at the video that we talked about before, what movie was it? Was it Shelter with Jason Statham? It might have been that one. There's a review where I read it and I felt bad, but I already had got to the end and I'm like, I just told the whole story about this and it wasn't my fault. They wrote it. So I'm gonna go on the highs and lows and then we're gonna go ahead and rate it. You can put in the comments of how you feel about it or what you would do in that situation. And I'm not gonna spoil anything. So for this one, the low is this movie, unfortunately, like two metaphorically speaking, people over your shoulder talking. It was two separate movies in here, maybe close to being three. And what I mean by that, when the movie gets into the act 2, act 3, it starts to transition into something else. The first half of the movie, if that was the flow of the movie for the remainder of the movie, I think that really you got something, and I think a lot more people will be talking about this. But on the second half of the movie, it starts talking to you. It starts telling you some things about life that have to do with just the way we're living as a society, trying to find a job, trying to keep a job, trying to pay the bills, trying to provide, trying to find love, trying to find yourself. There's so many things in here that just start developing in the middle of the movie. And then before you know it, I think really, before you really get into the meat of act 3, then you realize what this is. And you're like, and it's not, from my perspective, watching this, again, with no expectations. I didn't know what this movie was going to be about. I don't feel any negative about it, nothing bad, other than the pacing changed completely, and you can see that tone. It was more drawn out. Where I was like, "How long is this movie?" And it's in the sweet spot of an hour and 30 minutes, in my opinion. So that I think that just goes with the pacing. Another negative thing that I felt for this movie is I felt like there was a lot of not a lot of just you had to close a loop, and the loop had to sit right with, I'm assuming, the writer, right? And I feel like sometimes that's a disservice to a movie. Sometimes, or not even a movie, the story. Sometimes the story is just the story, and let the story be that. It doesn't always mean that you have to close a loop in a positive way or close a loop the way the audience wants. You just close the loop to tell the story the best way you can, if that makes sense. Good things that I like for this movie was the cast. I'm not going to be able to give it enough justice. The rundown that I'm about to do for this cast. Keanu Reeves plays the angel Gabriel. You have Seth Rogen is in this, and he was in the last season of The Boys. He's in there's a Netflix show about a rabbi dating a woman. I can't remember what that is, but point blank, he's in that. Seth is everywhere doing stuff, and I like it. Keke Palmer does a great job in this. Azir's dad, I'm saying his name wrong, but his dad, who's been in other stuff. I think Master of None is another thing on Netflix that was really good. I think 2 or 3 seasons. His dad was in that. His dad comes back. Sandra Oh is in this, and she does a great job for the time that she's in there. I'm not gonna be able to say everybody's name because that's not what kind of video this is, but I do want to do a shout out for 2 people, Leo Gonzalez, and I'm saying shout out, but they don't know who I am. They're not watching this. They're not a guest on the show. I know him from scrolling on social media and the dichotomy of it all. He will go in and have these conversations like, oh, what if you're the main character in your life, and content creator. So it's cool watching him create, produce, and do stuff. And he's in here as the pool guy. It's a really quick cameo. Check that out. And the other one that's really cool, Nate Jackson. He plays the Denny's employee. All right. And I wanted him on the screen more because I so want him to be on television and just for people to see his energy. I found his comedy on during COVID, if not right before COVID. There was something like that. And I saw it, and he was doing his tour stand-up. And I'm like, this guy is good. And sorry, the fact that he was not at the Kevin Hart roast, he just does it on the spot. And I need to go check out a show or whatnot. But again, I don't know those individuals from anywhere. I thought the music, I thought it was shot well. I thought it had a really good, fun flow. We did a review called Swapped on Netflix as a kid movie, and I talk about Freaky Friday, and there's so many trading places where the switch, whether magical or not, there's something that's there, and it'll always be there. And I think they do a good job pulling that off. I think it's going to piss off some people or make them feel some type of way because this movie changes, and it's not a bad message it's giving you, but it is a message. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and rate this. And when we rate this, I'm also going to tell you something that you should know, just in case, because you may need to know. And if you don't know the rating system, it goes from 0 to 5. Look at it. We came up with this graphic. Technically not we, Mr. Lingo came up with this. So excellent is 5. 0 is horrible. You look in the middle and you see what you see. Look into my eyes, what you see. Anyways, looking down with harmony. Anyways, if you know the song, you know I'm an 80s baby. It is what it is. That's not from the 80s. That's not what I mean. It was a different time to be alive with the Cortez's on being out west. Anywho, I'm going to rate this movie a 4. I think this movie is good. I think it's a good movie. It's unfortunate that it has a pacing issue towards the end, but it has such a good cast. I don't think stuff. There's a guy in the movie named Felipe, and he's helping someone understand what a check is and how to experience life. And I feel like there's something about having that individual tell that story. Like I said, I think more people should watch this. I can see the editing and stuff towards the second half and the message throwing people off if they've seen the trailer or they expected laughing the whole time. And it is what it is. But I think it does a really good job in that sense. So that's my rating there. Now, I did say I was going to let you know something. If you watch this movie, not going to spoil anything, there is going to be a point in the movie where they talk about fluids, not pee. Not pee. I'm not talking about that. So if you hear anything like that, let it ride. Just watch it, enjoy it. No R. Kelly. But they're going to talk about a fluid or fluids in general, right? So think of bodily fluids, and they're going to say, the person's going to be like, "Hey, you ever done this before?" If you're, I'm not squeamish. If you don't like to see fluids, or you may be eating and chilling with friends, look away. The music is going to build up, not the saxophone that things are going wrong. Music is going to build. Similarly, it's going to build. Close your eyes or look away. When the music goes away, you'll be in a restaurant and everything's okay. And you know what else is okay? Hitting the subscribe button, like, follow, and comment for more. Because if you're a queasy type of person, you don't like to see that stuff, I just helped you out. You can help me out by sending this video to somebody else and telling a friend and things of that nature. So again, we're talking about Good Fortune. Came out 2025. Now you get a chance to watch in the comfort of your own home. And if that's not good fortune, I don't know what is. Could have been anywhere in the world, and you chose to be here with me, not an angel with baby wings, trying to figure it all out. But I do like chicken nuggies. Until next time.